Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be build update number 4 on my Hot Bodies D413. Now this is their newest 4-wheel drive 1/10 scale buggy, and this thing is definitely pretty cool. Well, I've been taking my time on really getting everything installed, all the electronics done, all the electronics calibrated, and as much as it seems easy on paper to install a motor, an ESC, a receiver, and a servo, it really isn't, and it takes a lot of time to not only calibrate everything, but then map out how you want to wire things and get everything just looking perfect for when you're on the track. Now I can't wait to get this thing on the track. I was actually at my local track about a week ago and saw one of my local racers, well, not really a local racer, but a pro racer, Drew Mahler. He had his D413 out there and was just turning laps that I just couldn't even imagine. I mean, he was pulling out 18 and 19-second laps, and I had my SCT 410 out there, just kind of messing around and having some fun. And I was up in the 23s, so it was really cool to watch just how he approached driving with his D413. And I had a chance to talk to him afterwards, and he really is running a stock setup. He basically said, he asked if I knew who Ty Tessman was, and I said obviously. And he said, just check out his setup for OCRC, and that's what I kind of did. So I've been kind of checking out the box setup versus Ty's setup, and kind of comparing the two. So far I'm just running a stock setup, but let's look at some of the electronics that I've installed in this thing. Now, of course, I've already announced which electronics I am running, and really a brief overview. The Tekin RSX speed control, running a Tekin Gen 2 6.5 turn redline motor. I have one of Team Orion's Super Speed new servos. I'll check that out here in just a few minutes. I did change this out. Originally I was going to run a Spectrum receiver, but I've changed it over to an Airtronics or a Sanwa, and I'll kind of go over that a little bit later. And then of course I have about 3 of these Team Orion Shorty 90C packs here. So these things are great punch, great power, and pretty good runtime for the 4,000 milliamp that they have. So as far as how I wired up everything, let's get this thing up close so you guys can check it out. The RSX, I've had it on hand for quite a while, intended for this buggy, but there was quite a bit of a wait to actually get this thing in stock as far as the D413. So that thing went in, with no issues. It's just like soldering up a RX-8, but just smaller. So, of course, my soldering, still working on that. I had some pretty good soldering in there. Used all of the included Tekin, I think they're called, I forget what they call their wire, but pretty good silicone wire. It's a 12-gauge wire, so it's super thick, and it works great. So on back here to the Gen 2. Now, I've been kind of reading some of the forums, and they say definitely to move the motor off to the side to clear the body. So kind of did that as well. You'll see my sensor wire and all my other wires just kind of ran along here. On back to that receiver. That is an RX 461 from Airtronics. It's actually the one that comes with the MT4 controller, which I plan to use for this buggy. Has kind of a unique little plate down there that mounts the plate to the chassis, and then you mount the receiver to the plate. So pretty cool little design there from Hot Bodies. On over here to the Team Orion Super Speed servo. This thing is fast, and I'm going to fire this thing up here towards the end of the video, so stay tuned, just so you can see how fast this thing is and just what it sounds like, of course without wheels and tires. I don't want to run it too much because it's not under too much of a load, which is bad to do. So on over here to the XS, or the extra small, I guess they're calling it, the shorty packs. 90C is the constant on these things, so they're pretty powerful. On back here to some of the other stuff. Now, one thing I did want to update you guys on, I've noticed a lot of forum talk about steering slop, and you'll notice here there's an extra couple of washers in here. Well, I went ahead and did some custom mods here to take all the slop out of the steering and still keep it completely free. So I went ahead and installed a washer on the bottom there, the silver one. That one actually goes around the top hat, And then there's a brass one on top that actually touches the top hat. So it takes all the slack out of it, and I mean, it's still super free and it's solid. I mean, this thing is no slop whatsoever right now. So just a quick little tip there if you happen to be running your D413 and experiencing some steering slop. So, well, guys, let's fire this thing up. Let's see what this thing sounds like. And it's off to paint, body, wheels, tires, glue, and just some of the final decals and whatnot. So went ahead and here's my MT4. Kind of loving this thing. It's really feels kind of connected to the track more so than the DX3R Pro from Spectrum. So go ahead and turn that thing on. We got a blue light there. Going to go ahead and kick on the Tekin RSX. Got all my commands that everything's good to go. Got my blue light back here on my speed control right now, or on my receiver. Right now I'm running just a Roar Legal 3 and 5 little LED blinks. And we'll go ahead and start turning this thing. So pretty quick. I mean, right out of the gates, I've adjusted my endpoint. So there's, full steering throw. I believe I have it set at 91% is what I have it set at. Full center on the steering. And then, of course, the throttle. So pretty cool. I love this thing so far. Can't wait to get those wheels and tires on there and really start turning some laps. So, well, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little episode of my D413 build update. If you have any questions about this, feel free to post those on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.